Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to just do a quick little video about going a little bit deeper into what I was talking about in my last video titled, Can Christians Get Depressed? Christians with depression, often they are trying everything they can, most of them, to get better. I know a lot of people who struggle with it, and sometimes it's something that we don't realize is actually a manifestation of something that's going on deeper inside of us. Now, it can be a seasonal thing. You know, if you are someone who loves sunshine, who loves being outdoors, and you find yourself in a season of winter where you don't get to go outside as often, you don't get to do all the things that you love to do that bring you life, then that can cause a little bit of a depression. But I'm talking about the depression that just doesn't go away. Maybe you have gone to conferences and someone prayed for you and you felt his peace come over you and you felt like, okay, I can move on with this thing, I can get over this. And this happens to a lot of us. I grew up, well, I shouldn't say I grew up in a church. I've moved very often and have gone to many different churches, and no one ever really taught on the supernatural. No one ever really taught on the book of Acts. I was super excited and really passionate about pursuing all those things, and I still am. I have taken a break from reading a lot of things because I just feel like a lot of the stuff was becoming a distraction. Just learning all the information that I could about all the things, I was distracting myself. I learned to sit in my feelings more, and I've come to certain days where life just feels really hard and life feels really lonely, even though I am not as isolated as I was before. I am pursuing community with others. My counselor helped me understand that it was a grief that I had never really dealt with, because in the church you're taught that you can't dwell on things, you have to move forward. You can't dwell on the past, you have to move forward. If you're dwelling on the past, that means you're not forgiving the person that hurt you. That means that you are stuck in some sort of hopeless mindset. Maybe you're struggling with the victim mindset, all the stuff that makes you feel guilty for feeling the way that you do. And I came to recognize that this grief goes deeper than I realized. So part of why I like to do my YouTube channel is I like to share things that have encouraged me, and I want to encourage however I can. So if you are struggling, I'm not saying that you are dealing with the exact same thing as me, because everybody has different things that they have to process. But if this resonates with you at all, because some of you who are watching, it may not resonate, and that is fine. But if it does, I want you to really let those moments come and really let yourself feel whatever it is you're feeling. If you feel a sudden wave of sadness come over you, in just a moment of time where you're like, I shouldn't really be having this extreme reaction. You know, you're like feeling triggered by something. and it's making you sad. It makes you feel lonely. It makes you feel like you are all alone and no one is with you to hold your hand through it all. I want to point out that it could be that you had parents that were too emotionally immature to handle your emotions, and so they made you feel like the only way to move forward was to bottle up your emotions and not deal with them, and that you were too much, so don't come to them. And yeah, so if that is you feel like, yep, those were my parents. The thing is, our parents, I don't even want to go into detail because I know certain people are watching my channel, but our parents really filter the way we view God. And I know this is a concept that gets talked about in a lot of churches, but I don't think people give themselves enough time to really let that sink in. How did your parents parent you? Because however they parented you, it's going to affect how you think God is parenting you. So if you got hurt and you're crying, but your emotions are stressing your parents out, and they shut you down by either trying to cheer you up or trying to distract you, then you've grown up feeling really alone, because parents are supposed to walk alongside their kids and treat everything as if it really is as big of a deal as it is to their kid. It may not seem like somebody calling you ugly at school is that big of a deal as an adult, maybe, but as a child, that can be a pretty big deal. So your parents didn't validate that hurt. They didn't validate where you were coming from. They didn't validate your perspective. So this isn't about let's sit around and just hate on our parents, but this is about, and if someone is watching and they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing that with, like, this is not about you as a parent, because the more you get healed from things, the better you're going to parent. So don't worry about that. I hope that this message helps you. I'm hoping at some point I can get back to tailoring messages, but for now, this is how it's going to go. So, hope you have a blessed day. May you feel the love of the Father for you today. May you feel validated by Him in everything. May you feel safe to cry in His arms. May you find people safe to cry in front of. And I just say God bless and have a good day.